Okay. I think we're all set up. Streaming the joys. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Prisma, and today we're just going to do some character grinding, because I need to get this done. Anything else? I need to get this one to level 10, so I actually have everything unlocked, and yeah, so we're just going to do lots of Sephora? I cannot pronounce her name. Yeah, it's a very hard debate. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Just chillax, relax, and try and get like all this stuff unlocked if I can do. Maybe do some descent stuff, that'd be kind of interesting as well. And then we're going to do an electrolyze run. We're going to take that. Gain 4 static. No, actually. Cascade is always the one I prefer on this, just because the setup. And then we'll do a level 2 one. So let's go. Receive weak on enemy death. Receive that. That's fine. Take that. Late shop with lots of other shops. I don't really like double shop. That's gonna be terrible. Ooh, that's a different color. Well, if it's a different color, I have to go for it, and then go this way to avoid that and have one shop. Cool. I'm gonna see what we can do. But yeah, I need to do this anyway, and I was like, if I'm gonna spend like a few hours just essentially essentially setting myself up with whatever with these levels, I might as well be grinding away at the same time, right? I keep doing this. I gotta remember what my setup on this actually is to do, so I don't want to go there. 5's going there, deal the damage. Even gives me armor and that, and offense to deal more damage. Cool. Remember, we need to attack as much as possible. We got the curse at the end. Ooh, gather. I do like that. Choke is kind of interesting as well, but not really, although with this effect could be pretty good. I get extra turns out of it for nothing. Gathering static though and setting 3 to 4. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Let's go here. What is this? Different color. Ooh. Temple of the Ancients. Through the halls and ruined temple, you find a mural buried in dust and decay. The decrepit... It depicts the ancients in their prime, shaping the world with celestial power. But as you touch it, violent images flood your mind, gleaming crystals pulsating with a forbidden power, twisted forms unraveling into the abyss, radiant eyes hollow with hunger. This could be the fate of the ancients, and the origins of the Voidbringers. Interesting. So I gain Dark Arts. Or True Sight Orb. Now, I like the idea of Dark Arts with this build, and I really would like to take it, but I'm... no. We'll leave that for a... for an actual video, shall we? Turn that down to 3, I've increased the cast a bit. Turn that down to 3 would be a pretty good idea, actually. Shuffling that around would seem cool, the extra setup. Preventing that from actually doing stuff. Let's do it that way. Get my electrolyze working in the way I want it to. And we'll go this way to there to there. No, 66. What are we going to do? Bladed wings per... yeah. Don't like that. don't like that. Don't like that. Sticks would seem interesting, but I'm not really a fan of it. None of these really work for what I want. Oh well. I guess we're not taking anything then. Shame. For the Sanctuary, let's get a spell. If 1 gain 2, odd. It's giving me a lot of odds though, that would. After Image is nice. But it's all on countdown effects. I'm gonna take a reroll. Ooh. 6 defense, stuff like that. Roll 1 Wind Crest, and then gives me the ability to have those die. I like that. I'll take the Wind Crest. We'll take the Wind Crest. Is it better than Gather? Not really. Let's go. So we got ourselves Dark Arts. We can now do some math and actually, like, figure this thing out. Right? Because I swear... yeah, it's now 5 on there. Swap that over, get the defense. It gets overflowed, cool. Ah, I see what happens here. So we can do my defense and this. So you gotta remember all this stuff. So, if I'm correct about this, this deals 2, he should take 4 damage. Which he does. Okay. Dark Arts is my scaling then. Dark Arts is my scaling. So I can just immediately apply that to there and then do whatever we want. So even, get defense, deal 7 to that. Like this will just keep taking more and more damage the more I apply this. Brilliant. Yeah, so setting this down to like 3 would be a pretty good idea then. Random die. Random indeed. Yeah, but we'll try and get through this. We'll try and get through this. Thank you very much. I'll take that. And just deal some chip damage while we're going all the way through. He's at 8 at the moment. I need to get more defense, so we'll do that first. The fact to keep summoning stuff is getting really annoying, so I can't actually deal damage to it. Becomes a 4, which we can just like put here if we want to make sure we have enough. We don't have enough anyway, so put it in there. Set this up for the Dark Arts so we can have fun with it. Okay, more damage. But yeah, my main plan here is to essentially just grind out some levels, right? Maybe show off some cool stuff if it happens, but levels is the main thing. I'm going to take the Breath of Thunder. I like this idea. If I keep gaining more and more stuff, it's going to keep scaling. We can also start the battle with that. Could get more on there. This is a pretty good attack for late game and stuff. Only thing I need now is a way to scale my gain, right? On my lightning. Maybe. I don't need to do that, so we'll just do this. Into 5. Deal 10. Roll that. To a 4 to go into here. Because this is just going to gain more and more damage, of course, me playing the game as such, so it kind of is worth it. Yeah, Gather might be the thing that leaves, actually. It seems great, but isn't really. Guess taking some damage, we'll have to work our way through it, and then we'll heal up afterwards, I guess. That's an even. Do that again. That's a nice overflow. That can go into here then. Plus 5 on that. So we deal 10. Let's kill that off. Then we just deal damage, I guess. Maybe we don't, like, die completely, but hey-ho. But yeah, main thing for me today is just to chill out, relax, and settle this stuff up. I really do like this game as well. Ooh. Ferromagnetism. Can't stop myself. I like this as well. Okay. So I think this isn't good enough because of it doesn't actually like pay for itself back, so it's not really worth it. Ferromagnetism though is actually pretty good. If I can get it working, which is probably a late game thing, but still. The thoughts are there. We'll take the healing. Let's go. Main thing is to get this up as high as possible, as well as this, and then just like one-shot someone. Do that. That turns it back into a 1, that goes back to a 3, right? That's a 3. Goes to a 5. Nice. Get defense here. What does that do? Split die? I mean, it's kind of worth it. Then we just put that in there. It will, did that not increase it? 'Cause I didn't spend it. Interesting flaw in design. Roll that back. Overflow, nice. Turn that into a 3. It's overflowed. But the 2, no. The 3 and the 3 into that. To at least start trying to deal with this guy. There we go. That's what we're thinking on there. We'll worry about all this stuff in a bit. Yeah, we're just grinding this out. Trying to get as many of the stuff I need for this character so I've got it all unlocked so I can actually create like other videos on it as well. And then we'll pass the time that way. My brain is now starting to overthink what I'm already doing, which is going to be delightful later. Do that. Cool. But yeah, how are we all doing? While I just chill out and have the morning coffee. Let's set those up. Okay. We got terrible stuff on that. But I can do that, that, and that. Get a 1 back. Amazing. Dark Arts on you then. And takes up damage. It's not about whether we win or lose. It's about killing my opponent. Okay, so that can go there. That can go there to deal that there. And then we can just deal 8 damage to this guy. And get the stun. I want to get rid of the broken on these, but unfortunately I don't have the chance to do that really. If I turn that to a 1, that could go to a 4, at least I could spend that. No, I might need the 1 still. Cool. And that's 11. And 16. We're done. Dark Arts is doing its job. Dark Arts is doing its job. Status effect stuff. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. My favorite spell. Thank you very much. We'll take that. That's great and all, but now we have the ways that we want to go. We just need defensive options, so Gather is probably going as well. Even Ferromagnetism might even go as well, because it's just so expensive, but we'll have to think about it. I need defensive tools, and extra die is what we need. Enemies start with regen, that seems fine. Yeah. All the events I can get really are what we want. So we go like 2 events that way, 2 events that way, and a treasure. And let's go this way then. An early shot would pretty be a good idea as well. So, roll that and do it again. Okay, my defense and stuff, and then give me my entire setup. Because now I get electrified 3 times. I will say, it is kind of funny. I could hurt myself doing this. So let's not do that. Yeah, so these actually might need to disappear. Like, I can't deal with them otherwise, right? Here comes a 6. Reroll that into a 5. Nice. That goes to there. Then we do that. The main thing is the static that keeps getting charged up here. I think it's just going to be a lot better in the long run to have that. I do find it really annoying that they keep doing the same dumb play. I can't actually cast this now, which is very annoying, so... I mean, he's dead to just, like, the static, so it's fine. Oh no. What will I ever do? Yeah, so these might need to go now. I need defensive tools and stuff that's going to be easy that will, like, roll stuff continuously. I really do like this. Magnetize really works well with the build that we're going for as well. Cloud Step would seem interesting, but no, let's reroll those. Defense is what we want. Mantra. Interesting. I guess I'll pick up the mantra. It's a good spell to disenchant. Do we go to a shop is my question. I should have a shop later if I go this route anyway. Right. Fine, let's do that way. Hopefully we can get like an extra dice somewhere, because otherwise it might be a bit harder. I really should just turn that to a 6. Doesn't really work out the way I wanted it to, but hey ho. Do I just die? No. But close enough. Close enough. Nice, we turn that into another even die, but I want to cast it, but that seems like a terrible idea. I'm just dead. I really didn't get very many defensive tools, but yeah. What are you going to do, right? That's extra XP. Let's just continue on, shall we? We're just going to literally do run after run after run. And it appears again. Third turns enemy receive. That's actually fine, really. I'm getting 30 armor is okay. Like, I plan to get past that eventually. Or not worry about it. Okay. Evens to set that up. And then just deal damage. Again, even to set that up and deal damage. I want to get like a really good spell. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? If at all possible. Even. Okay, so yeah, they actually got the thing, so I don't actually need to worry about dealing damage here. First turn. Even and deal damage. Doesn't mean we have like a turn where you can't really do much, but that's kind of fine. Gather again is appearing. I'm not a fan of this anymore. Like, it was good earlier, but not really. Just because it rerolls into 3 or 4, and I don't really use 3 or 4s. This could give me extra defense. The upgrade could give me start getting me on the roll there. Wind shear is pretty interesting. Let's reroll. Ooh, we can get this set up. Come on, Focus Blast. Let's go. And what do I get to pick here? True Sight Orb. Oh, plus 1 to 4. Stellar Ward. That's a pretty good defensive tool, but let's take this. True Sight Orb. Reveals hidden truths scattered across the lands. Does it now? Does it now? Which way are we going? Go this way. Yeah, sneeze. Okay, what are we doing here? That becoming 0. That's just doing more damage. I think that just dealing more damage is more useful. That's like a straight up setup. Main thing is I want to put ones in it, so I don't really want to keep like my dice going up in value. If possible. I would like a 1. There we go. So we can set that up. That 1 can go in here. You know, apply the conduit. Then we just do this to deal more damage. Delightful. Did that so we can actually like have an attack that will actually do something here. So I would like to get the kill. Oh, this guy survives. I did not expect that. I thought he was a summon. How annoying. How very annoying. Thing is, now 1s will do the thing that I need them to, so it's kind of like not that bad. Shifting would seem cool. Fragmentize, I do like the idea of it, but again, I think it's just way too expensive. Pierce is kind of cool. We'll take the Fragmentize because we've got a shop coming up and I could sell it if we need to, and it's good money. Pry open or lose a spell and gain gold. $90 gold for that? I think it's a good deal. Ooh, Ether Coil. That's a pretty good spell I would like. Whispering Gale. Interesting. Not a fan of it though, really. I'm gonna pick up the Ether Coil. I like the idea of it. We'll choose an artifact, see what we get. Every 3 times you deal 4 damage. Interesting. Static hits twice at the end of each turn. That is really good. Seeing as that's the build we're kind of going for anyway. I guess we're done here. We'll take a potion as well. Make sure that we don't have any issues. We'll go to the next fight. Okay. So. I do not have enough armor here. So we'll do this. I love how that's split like the wrong way. What do I do then? I kind of already blocked, so we can do that again. So I think it's 2. And then we can trigger one of these. Right? This is kind of pointless, although it does keep my damage going. I don't attack, so I guess it's fine. So now at least they've gained static every turn to use, and then we can start triggering in this and there. Right. That comes to 6. That's great. I really should just get more defense, to be honest. So let's do that. And then trigger that to become a 5. And chuck that in there. Uh-oh. I see the problem already. My brain don't work in the way I want it to sometimes. Apply that to both of those, and then... we'll try and survive this, now that I've ruined my entire start, but, you know. Beggars can't be choosers and all that. Oh, good. Some of their attacks. Thankfully, I didn't do too of a stupid thing, but, you know, I am doing pretty stupid stuff. Can't take that potion. I'll keep that. Bolt hammer, interesting. Breeze bend, don't care. We'll reroll those. If one gain 2 of those. Choke seems interesting as well. I'll take choke. Why not? I think it'll work quite well with this build. Probably swap that out for now, just because the way that's working. And we'll keep going. Yep, we'll leave the rewards and move on. Gain health, choose a spell. Let's just heal. Okay. What are we doing here? We need to set up first. So I've got 2 6s. We can apply the fragmentize to everything, right? And I do need to defend, so we'll use a potion. Set that up for the insight for next turn. Do that, that, and that to everything. And then we'll end turn. Let's step away for a moment there. Bear with me. So, what are we doing now? We can set the fragmentize up again, so let's do that. We can actually apply more of it as well. Although I do want to get some defense, if we can. And then we do this. It's working! There is no truer joy than watching a plan come together. I'm defended. Let's set this up again. We can't get through the armor, so... every 3rd turn, okay. Slightly worse than I thought it was. That's some armor. You can trigger that on there. I guess I'll just do this. I have the extra turns, so that's 2 turns on choke on that. So it trickles it down, which is kind of nice. Gain more armor. Gain more armor. Deal damage. And we're done. Nice. Nothing to worry about. I don't really want to take that sap. odd turns are better. Yeah, I would say odd turns are better. I'll take that. And my Wings of Thunder is back. Is this the play we need? Oh yeah, like it's an extra attack that I can actually use to deal with everything. Is kind of cheap and will give me the static build up, which is kind of what I was going to use Choke for anyway. A way to do consistent damage. Enemies start with blockers not removed. Like in 6 max life. Yeah, it seems fine. Like, eventually we'll out-damage that, so I'm not really that worried about it. Ooh. A special elite fight. The only way to face it is to go this way. Let's go for it. I picked up the thing anyway, so we might as well see what is around as such. The Twin Shield, I do like the idea of it. Void Essence. I'm picking it up. We're going to solve problems live. That's what we're going to do. So the damage from this is probably not as needed anymore because I have this dealing it to all enemies and the Fragmentize is kicking that off. So yeah. And we'll go this way into whatever that is. I've got this Void Essence. A volatile liquid offering more than it for seems. Okay. So straight away we could like do a dive into that. Which would be a good idea. I'm only taking like 5 damage, so we could actually like min-max this a little bit, but nah. Don't be too greedy. Gain 1, gain more armor. Nah, I think we already got enough, but... And roll this higher. And get more armor. Or at least more setup. Let's go for it. It's like, yeah, we're gonna one-shot the whole wave. Shifting that around was kind of cool. Giving adjacent stuff. No, we'll reroll these. Haze is kind of interesting. Arc I kind of like the idea of. I'll pick it up. We're going to disenchant the choke because I don't think it's that great. Ether Coil can probably go as well for the exact same reason. Like, I've already got myself set up, I don't need to worry about this anymore. With this going every turn. Yeah, it's a hit. Void Essence and a key. Okay, so I need to save a shard to do that. Interesting. My cage. That is like the best defense I can ever have. Swap that over. Let's face off against this guy. Let's face off. Oh, I can... Interesting. We have an interesting problem, folks. So that's... 4, 4, and 3. There's the conduit going. Give me more armor. I like the fact it hits twice with the static now. So that's kind of good. Okay, so that guy we know is not the good guy as such. Up to a 4. Get that armor there. Get more armor here. Nice. Like, just having one of those is good enough to at least probably trigger the death of the guy now. So, it's somewhat useful. Even... Oh, you... Oh, that's the guy that's got it now. Damn. Of course it would happen there, right? Yeah, of course it would. Good news, at least he lost the defense, right? I will admit, it is kind of cool that I can literally just go around and be like, oh yeah, you guys don't get to play anymore. Roll that higher, get the extra on there. Roll that higher. I guess the extra there. So go 5, 2 and 2. Get some armor. And we're done. Nice and simples. So I now need to keep a shard to apply it. Ooh, soul stone. Soul feed. On death, gain 2 max life. Ooh. Well, I mean, I'm gonna take it, like... I need to keep a shard, though. For this thing here. Soul grass, when he loses health, gain echo. Repeating the spell is really useful, actually. Like every third turn, it will help me scale stuff quicker. Crystal Hearts, Pain Rune, Heavy Rune. Do I have stuff that has countdown on it? Like that does, so I don't really want to do that. Guess I'll just leave. Yes, we don't care about that. Okay, game, if you're gonna make me hold on to shards for no for a reason, please don't keep the error message popping up. It's very annoying. So we'll do that first. Get all my armor from this. And then... I don't need any more armor, so I'll just put these in there. I need to upgrade this as well to deal more damage, in my opinion. But I guess we'll worry about that later. That becomes a 4, that rerolls that. Hit the cage, deal the damage. I cannot cast that now. How disappointing. There we go. Yeah, so this is kind of like what I was thinking when you have this set up. Is just like, now I can cast this twice and it will just like trigger it, or do this twice or whatever. To like really stack this up. We'll probably do this though. I'm not casting it again, so have your conduit. Even. Oh, just turn that. We'll take some damage, it's fine. And now... I just need to make sure that we survive. I do love the animations of this character. They really do have, like, worked really well with this. Either call is interesting. Deal... Plus 3 charges becomes unrestorable. Like, why? Why? That's such a good spell. It's worth the money, though. Okay. Void key fragments. The right half of the key. I assume the next one will give us the left half of the key, then. I literally gave up an upgrade for this key. I hope it's worth it. Anyway. What are we doing here first? Guess setting that up. Falling that. Putting that in there. That can go in there, that goes in there, and we're fully defended roughly, and we're good to go. Yeah. Ooh, they can ignite me now. Interesting. That goes in there straight away. Just so we have the defense. I guess we'll just set the Wings of Thunder up again. And give me some extra defense. Ignite hitting some of those is really annoying, but... yeah, not much you can do about it, really. We can cast the Echo. Let's go then. What do we get? A 6, which I can cast straight away on that. Really ramp those guys up. It goes in there. Do that again. Do that. And that. Again, what's with the ignite? Like, why do they have to be so mean? Oh, well. Yeah, I'm just taking that damage. I can't take that damage and continue. Like, I don't gain enough defense otherwise. Okay, we have a 6, we have a 4, and we have a 1. So apply that to both. That and that. Please get some defense, and then just trigger this. Two levels of curse. What we're gonna do? Nice. We get my defense there, and we get the defense here. I keep casting Ignite on the spells I want to play. Oh, cool, we get that. I guess we'll cast the Echo here. Let's see what happens. Get my defense first. I think doing this is probably not a bad idea, but I think, again, it has its own problems. We'll turn that to a 4, which comes to 6, so that goes there. A 2 into the 3. So apply that. And then this is just extra defense, so might as well. Okay, I think we're good. We survive. Like, once we get going, I think we're in a good spot. until we get going. That's the problem. +1 afflictions would seem interesting. I'll just take the Dreadstone here, actually. It's way too good to pass up. Wailing Winds is kind of cool. Storm. Cast spell gains static. Interesting. Probably roll though. Zephyr's Touch. 2 4s. I can gain that. Electrified. No, that's just really good defense there as well. So I can actually have defense either way on these. I wonder if I apply this instead. Like, can I get this to work? I want to see it. So, the Void again. When we start, during no battles they start, boss battles start with extra attack. So, I would need a shop. And is there anything else special around here that I can see? No. Maybe this? The Ritual Stone? I cannot see anything unusual. I guess we're going to head to that Ritual Stone then. Guess that's where we're heading, folks. Find out the mysteries without actually having to look it up is a good idea. Getting all my armor. That gives me 2, right? No, I don't get the benefit effect. Okay. Apply this, so at least we're going to be gaining static every turn, and then we're just going to shovel these in there. I want to trigger this before they all die, so you can get extra HP off them. And does this stay, is the question mark. Right? That's a 4, it's the bare minimum. That's a 3, gives me a good amount of armor again as well. That's a 2, which does the same thing. And then 6, and do we do this just gain more static, or wait? Oh, wait. I'm gonna do it. So put that in there. Apply that. What, to myself? I have to apply it to an enemy. On death, I gain max life. That's not as good as it seems, then. I feel like I bought into a Ponzi scheme. You know? I think I've been cheated out of this. It doesn't even stack the buff either, even though it did cast it twice. I've been cheated. A 1, and a 1, and a 4 to go there, that to go there. Did I just take damage? Oh, I took damage from my own Dreadstone. I can't help myself, can I? Mate, I genuinely cannot help myself. I see a Dreadstone, I get the Dreadstone to kill me. Every single time. Without fail. It always hits me. I try not to, but yeah. Deal attacking. Yeah, we'll take the shock. I don't know, is this some sort of special thing I need to keep hold of? Fragmentize, I guess you're gone, really? Like, you're too expensive for what I want. And ones are being used by something else, so they aren't being used by you. I get the shard back. That can't be upgraded, so that's annoying. And gain power. That's actually kind of useful. I'll put that in there. So Soulstone is out. I guess I'll put that in. Maybe. Yeah. Pick up the shock. And let's move. Let us move. Main thing for now is I just need to get levels and everything, and then once we've done that, then I can worry about like actually like making the rest of the content and stuff. So do that, put that in there. It's not a lot of defense, but I'll just have to deal. I think this is the bit I always hate the most. It's like, well, what do you do when you get this sort of setup? Just instantly like, oh yeah, you don't get to use that attack anymore. It's so stupid, like, the fact that that gets suppressed as applied 3 times. I'm gonna use this anyway. Because, like, if you can't get rid of it, you're just done for. Once I put this in there, that's a good way to get around it. I like that idea. I will have to remember that for the future. Eh. Again, I was hoping to get more out of that, but oh well. This is good for, like, wave clear as well, but I guess I didn't really need it. We'll find out. We're trying to complete this special event, but I don't know what to do right now. But we're figuring it out, and we're just grinding levels, so that's the other benefit we're trying to do. We'll get there eventually. We will get there eventually. Gain power, gain armor, and then we'll mess around with lots of other stuff as well. Yeah, I thought I might as well just go live if I was going to do this anyway. So it was a bit on the, I need to do this stuff so I can actually, like, do the checklist as such, right? And I can't do that, so you just go there then. You know, I gotta do all the rest of the stuff for this game because I'm really enjoying it, and I just haven't had time to grind out the character to get them to max level to unlock everything, so here we are. Oh yeah, I forgot about this thing. And doop. I like the fact that I can do that with the silences. I can put 1 on that, that's good. I can go there. Annoying that that became a 6, but that's fine, we'll do that. And it became a 6 again. Fine. The game doesn't like me, I'm gonna accept that. I got a bad setup, although I need to stop spending on my static, to be honest. Because I'm going to lose otherwise. That's fine. Just deal the damage. Don't be smart. If I know I got the kill, I'll get the kill. Oh, I took Dreadstone damage again. Ooh, Tempish Lash. Interesting. Like the idea of it. I've had Focus Blast before. I'll take that up just so I can sell it. Into here to gain health. Now, there's nothing special on the map, so I'm wondering like what they have to do with this thing. We'll find out eventually, and I don't know what this is for either, Soul Feed. Like, I assume there's something special about it. I can't upgrade it, it's just a standard spell. Like, I'm finding all this new stuff out, and I'm still kind of like, what do I do with it, though? What do I do? Is this any good? The fact that we're now gaining power, maybe I want to change stuff around a little bit. I notice I'm having issues with armor on single target, so I'm actually going to go for a more defensive option. And hopefully then we'll just let the static build up and deal with everything. Ah. My other enemy that I'm not a fan of. Great. Well, we'll gain some of my defense and stuff. This is so good, this spell. And I guess we'll just deal damage straight away. I will. Yeah, I've noticed that. But the thing is, at the same time, I don't mind it, right? Like, I'm so used to games spoon-feeding me all the way through, to the point where I think it gets to the point where it's kind of ridiculous, and it's kind of nice to have that time to sit there and figure it out. So I remember the days being a kid and just, like, spending hours trying to solve things that never led anywhere at all, and nowadays, like, you can just go straight to YouTube or a wiki or something and find the exact answer you're looking for, and it's kind of like... you know? So I like solving the puzzle until I get like really frustrated with it and like I don't want to deal with this anymore. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to have to deal with, right? And which game more armor here? Yeah, the main thing at the moment is just grinding out levels today. If we can get that done, then at least the rest of the stuff I'll be worrying about later will be a lot easier. Get that cage set up. Gain more armor there. Gain more armor here. Roll that. Get that higher. Deal the damage. But yeah, I really enjoy this game. I really do. I may moan about all sorts of things, but hopefully people can tell the difference between just moaning and criticism. Because I'm a big baby. We all know it. I know, it's one of the ones that I thought kind of really refined and refreshed the differences. Oh, thanks, Will. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think it really refined and refreshed the idea of the Slay the Spire. And it's one thing that I'm kind of apprehensive about with the new Slay the Spire game is like, the game's going to be good regardless, but is it going to be good in the sense of same old, or is it going to be good as in they've changed a lot of things to adapt it and make it more fresh and unique again? And I think this does that in a good way with the dice and the spells and stuff and the combo mechanics, and now that we had this full release as well, it's just... there's a night and day difference. So this fight's going to take ages, because he keeps summoning stuff, and I'm not going to do enough damage to him, because he's gaining the armor and not losing it, because of a stupid curse. This curse is going to be the death of me. Well, you healing doesn't really matter anymore, does it? I can turn that into a 1, though. That becomes a 5. Get more dice for next turn. Yeah, but appreciate the support, Will. I do appreciate it. I mainly make videos for fun more than anything else, because, like, I enjoy playing games, but sometimes it's hard to find the time and the reason to do it. So this is kind of like my part-time hobby as such, which I use just for the fact that I can then start playing games and stuff. I think that's the only reason I ever started it in the first place, was not to really drum attention or stuff, but to kind of show stuff I enjoy and then actually play games, because yeah, it's very difficult in this day and age to actually find time to do anything when you got like job and everything else to deal with. Making time for yourself is very important. What are we doing here then? That goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, and that goes there. Yeah, we're gonna start taking chip damage now unless we kill this guy off. Hang on a minute. Oh, he blocks as well, I forget that. I do forget that. Cage it, do that. That goes there. That goes there, we're done. I could cast the Echo, but the thing is it puts the silence, which doesn't really actually benefit me. Am I just stuck in this perpetual nightmare? I think I am. Okay, didn't land where I wanted it to. But yeah, we'll eventually get through this fight. When we do, at some point, because I think it's going to take a while. This fight's so dumb. I think I'm actually going to die before I even get past this. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I will get lucky and actually be able to accomplish the thing I'm trying to do here. That goes there then. Get 9 block from that. Deal the damage there. Get more block from that. And I'll just leave it. But yeah, I'm kind of adjusting my upload schedule going forwards with some of the videos and stuff. More I think is the fact that I think other people kind of work on different time frames to myself, and I mainly just did it for the convenience of when I was recording and things, but if I actually plan my stuff out properly, I can actually make stuff a bit more efficient for people to kind of like watch and stuff. So that's also on my list to do, which I think should have one that I uploaded this morning on the Tiny Auto Nights, which I really like that game. That's really interesting. It was something that kind of just came out of nowhere for me, and I was like, oh, this is kind of pretty cool. So yeah, I appreciate the developers on that. I said I like interesting games that kind of do something a little bit different, right? You know what? I'm having enough with this stupid thing always dealing healing to itself with the dice I use. We'll just use the potion, get out of the way, and we're done. Yeah, it's a game that kind of follows, if you ever played like the Backpack Auto Battler and stuff like that, where you, or the Bazaar as well. I haven't played that yet. That's on my list of stuff to do and buy at some point, but you know, stuff costs money. But yeah, it kind of follows the same idea of that, as where you face against the build that other people had at the same point you did, and it kind of revolves around a 9x9 grid, which you basically fight off against other teams and characters, a bunch of heroes on it, which is it's interesting. I like the mechanics of it, and I think there is some weird balancing stuff on there that I probably would nitpick over if I was nitpicking a little bit, you know? But I think that's more of just like, there's bound to be overpowered stuff wherever you go on certain things. I just think some of them are a little bit more overpowered than others, shall we say. Do I need more shielding and stuff? And then we'll get rid of shock as well. I don't need that. But yeah, I got one video for just the quick look at, and I think I put another one up just on looking at the rank queue and stuff at like a couple of games on that where I had time to do. Yeah, I have enjoyed my time with it. It's one of those ones, depending on the price, could really make or break the game and stuff like that. And I said I think it's made by basically just a team of 3 guys. I'm not sure if there's just 3 or there's more behind them as well, but yeah, they're done brilliantly. The art style is kind of really kind of bright and colourful. The music's pretty good as well. And the premise of the interface for like knowing what stuff does is such a good way of doing it. And I'll point it out with here for a good example as a comparison. I'm not sure how like this is. So when you kind of like hover over stuff, it brings up a nice little tooltip. And what they've done is if you hover over it for a like couple of seconds, it locks that tooltip into position, at which point you can then hover over the tooltip to find out what the rest of the stuff do. Such a good idea. It's like this just gives you everything, when all you really want in some cases is just the thing you're hovering over to repair. It's such a quality of life improvement that you don't realise how good it is until you see it and you use it yourself, and then you just face the background because not many people actually realise, kind of like, oh, that's a really good idea, and like, actually it's a brilliant idea, you know? Ooh. Could go for that. Echoing Wind, I do like it. Also helps gain stuff. I know, I'm literally gushing over a tooltip. People tell me, it's like, Melon, you're getting hung up on the completely wrong thing there. I'm like, but it's so cool. Look at it. Look how it works. We'll swap that over. That will help me out defend myself a little bit better. Like, once I get set up. Doesn't mean I lose damage, but that's fine, I guess. Barrier on there. Fury block gained. I guess I'll take the Hex Crown. It's just extra defense here. The Electrified Potion is really good. Countdown spells don't use. Potions. Gaining block, get delay block. Might as well. And Lifesteal Potion. And we'll go this way. 3 of these now. Don't like the movement one, that's not really what we want to go for. Applies, yeah, target spell applies 2 status effect bonuses, that's pretty good. You know what, I'm just going to use this in something, because I feel like I'm going to have issues otherwise, and yeah. Actually, that having more charges could be pretty good, because I need defense early as well, so we'll do that. But yeah, there's a long list of games that I've got on my list which I need to kind of play again, as such. Eventually I will get through to them and I will go back and have a lot of fun, but right now it's just like I barely have enough time. And then I get obsessed with a game like this, and I'm just like, okay, that's my time now gone. We're done now. But yeah, I will admit, I've been playing a bunch of the Tiny Auto Nights while setting up my recordings and stuff. And it's just one of those games where you can kind of just like play it alongside doing something else, which actually really helps the game as well. What are we doing here then? Gain on my defense. Do that there. It's actually better to put the 6 in there for that. Get more defense for now. There we go. We're now set up. Yeah, but it's one thing I always say in my videos. If you know a good game that you really enjoy and you feel like it doesn't get like the notoriety it probably deserves or things like that, or the awareness of it, as I point in my direction, I'll always give stuff a chance. I have played such a wide variety of games that it's kind of ridiculous when I actually look back at it. And I think sometimes a lot of games just need that little kind of push in the right direction, so shall we say. Especially if you've got a demo available, I'll always check out every demo if I can. I think it's one of the things I always end up looking at is just trying to like, oh, is there a demo available I can play? Does that just cast it or no? No. I need to gain more defense. Two 4s. Do that again. Set that up. But yeah, I think the moment they're in the closed beta with the tiny auto knights, and eventually they'll have a demo available for people to play as well. Don't know when that is coming, but I'm gonna die just to this thing. This is not fair. I'm gonna point that out. I need to do the lifesteal thing. Because this applies damage before you can actually block it. This is not a fair trap. I would like to point that out. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Make the game at least somewhat fair. Yeah, look at that. That's not nice. That does kill something else. I need defense first. Yeah, I think it's one thing that I've always kind of like nitpicked on is that everything in a game that you ever apply or do has to be reactable or be able to be planned around, right? The problem is this trap, and if like you've got like a poison trap and stuff like that, you can't plan around those. Getting poison yourself, you can plan around it by being like, oh, I can choose to when to have poison and stuff, especially turn-based things. But yeah, you really can't do that with this, and it just doesn't feel very nice. I literally died to that. Yeah, because that damage trap is the only thing that killed me. It just whittled me down too much. Not much I could do about it. It wasn't a bad run. It was not a bad run at all. We'll still keep going though. I want to get to like all the rest of these unlocks done, if I can. Just so the fact we have them. At least the spell lists, because once I have those, then I can start making the rest of the content for the characters, and then maybe do some of the cool thing. Every third battle has no spell rewards. No, they're all terrible. Nah, don't worry about it, man. Honestly, whenever I used to sit there and go into streams and stuff, I just sit there and kind of watch and stuff more than anything else as well. I never really talk most of the time. More the fact you're here enjoying the content, that's good enough for me. I don't mind it. And if you got stuff you want to say or point out, do a bit of backseat gaming, things like that, go right ahead. Honestly, I'm exactly the same. My social skills are probably not the best. But you know, we all do try our best. We all do try our best. I think it's always the worry that everyone has this kind of like preconception of the way you're meant to act around certain things. And, nah, I'm more the idea of do what you do, man. I say I like to keep stuff chilled and relaxed more than anything else. I think this is mainly because of the fact that I've dealt with so much rubbish in my life over the course of like certain things. I'm just like, it could always be worse. Yeah, let's go Focus Blast. Lose regeneration, gain an artifact. That's actually a really good trade. And it just gave me max life instead. Yeah, I think a lot of people get hung up on like what they should and shouldn't do, but they forget sometimes you can just do whatever you want. I think it's such a small difference to be like, kind of like, actually, you know what, this isn't actually that bad. Let's get the Jolts as well, why not? We got really good start. Jolts is probably my main attack now. And I will set that up. Yeah, I think we just do that. Because applying it twice is better if we got the setup for it. Yeah, I always do laugh though. A lot of people always just have the apprehension of coming into like a stream like mine or something like that and being like, oh, I don't really want a backseat game. I'm like, nah, go ahead. If I'm doing something stupid, tell me. Like, even in my own channel description, I think it literally says about the fact that how I will do dumb stuff all the time. I can't stop myself. What are we doing here? I need more defense, so let's go and do that. But let's try and kill this boss quickly then, shall we? The power of Jolt. What else do we want to do here? That's kind of cool. Dark Cloud, we had a good run with that before. That was a brilliant run when I had that recorded. Wind Crest I do like. I need defense more than anything else. Let's roll. Yeah, I'll take that actually. So Zap might leave then for this. Gain X defense. That's just one more defense versus like gaining the static I can build up from there. Oh, this is such a hard decision on this one. Basic defense is nice, but like I don't think there's much I can do about that, so we'll worry about that later. Probably should have waited on the upgrade. Absorb potential. Yeah, let's take that actually. I do like absorb potential there. And that could be a good way to get some block if we need it. Does this mean this goes? No, that stays. I think the Focus Blast now disappears, although it does combo with this, but this allows me to just keep making sure I can keep gaining more of the static if I can. Yep. We'll keep the spells around though. We'll play safe. Not worry about stuff. There's no point getting rid of something unless I literally get in the perfect spell. Yeah, I'm really fan of the change they made to the game and stuff. Like, I think it's really, put stuff in a positive light, right? Do my attack spell. And then we can do this to get defense. And then we roll a 1 again. Right? Oh, we roll a 5. I thought we rolled a 1. No. Yeah, I misread. My brain. And then go back into even with this. I still damage again. Man, this build actually combos a lot better than I thought it would. This is going to be fun. That goes there. Gain defense first. Put that in there. So you should get the benefit of it. We could do it again. Oh, this is dumb. Okay. Ah, yeah, Cascade. Yeah, there is one spell, actually, I think that's really good with Cascade. We are going for this, so applying this could be pretty good. Like, this is quite a good one. Just straight up 3 or 4 Cascade. This is kind of pointless, I will admit that. But, like, if you've got enough dice, this is actually really easy to get going. And I think I did that with, like, the very first couple of runs trying out the new character. Let's see... Codex. Spell list. Let's go. I love the fact you can do this in the middle of a game. Now, where is it as well that has, like, really good, Cascade generation? There is one that gives you, like, a choice between, like, putting in, like, a specific set of die to get an output. And again, if you've got enough, spells, you can actually get it, like, working really well. So yeah, like, this chakra is actually really good. Obviously, it doesn't really give you any upgrade, but, like, depleting it with the block is actually pretty good as a starter spell. Notice that as well, because I was just like, actually, hang on a minute, that could really work really well for you. Some of the spells are definitely overpowered, I will admit that. I have one with it, so it should be somewhere on here. Ether Coil isn't bad, but it's not the best. Jolt. You watch it, I'll probably find it later and I'll be like really annoyed. Yeah, it's like Karmic Burst with the whole chakra. You know what? Thank you for pointing that out. This is why I am not the smartest tool in the shed. Yeah, so this, Echoing Wind. This is the bit that's the payoff for Cascade. I think because you can just put evens in there and you can get it on there and it kind of works well with the rest of it and it works well with itself. Like, this is the spell I probably put as the best one for Cascade. The rest of them, like the Gale and stuff, is interesting, but the payoff for the upgrade isn't. Except you get ×2 on there, so it's just like 2 armor. It's not really worth it. Although repeat casting, it just needs more, like, this upgrade would be better if it, gave it more... Or this one gave it more, charges would be better. Because then you could, like, combo it up. I think that gets a... Is that? Oh, well, that's got... Oh, yeah, cast on it. But yeah. And this one, Mantra, is another one. So if a 4... This just gives you the Cascade effect. Like, those two are the ones I probably say the Cascade builds around. More than anything else as well, but... Yeah. Thanks for telling me that I can search. I completely blanked on that one. What are we going for at the moment? I've got a good setup. More defense would be something we need to do. Scaling is fine. Mantra... I could go this, Magnetize. It would be actually pretty useful to help stack it, but I'm gonna reroll these. That's actually pretty good. And Thunder Fist. Ooh. That's kind of good payoff for when I do get, Nah, if we're going for Cascade, so Cloud Dance is probably better. Like, we're going for the Conduit a lot, so this is just 3 attacks, so that's going to be really good. We'll worry about the rest later. Give me a spell, give me max life. We'll take the max life here. I don't need the spell. The spell's... There's nothing I can really think of that I want at the moment, so no point fishing, and I can't reroll. That is the fun of this. We're just going to grind everything out. Okay. So, first things first, if we get this set up, we then put the 1 in there to deal the damage. If it goes anywhere, I do not mind. Then we use this to reroll a spell, get a 4 back. I don't have any jolts and stuff. Actually... I am big and smart. That's so dumb that it even works in the way I thought I was expecting it to. Annoying it all hit the front guy there, but not much you can do about it, not much you can do. So... Oh, we can do this straight away then, can't we? Absorb potential, turn that to a 4. Then we can attack. Then we shove the 6 in there, get the die back. That's a 4. Turn that into a 3, that into a 6. That goes there. I need to attack first. Then we get the reroll on that. Into a 5. Turn that into a 6. Ooh, overflow triggered. There we go. I don't even know watch what's going on up here. I look at the spells all the time. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. My bad. Turn that back. Now we'll just apply this. I don't have enough defense either. Ooh. Okay, that does trigger twice because of the double attack. Yeah, that isn't very good as a stats effect, really, but... there could be worse things. Okay, what are we doing here? Turn that to a 5. Get the attack off. Do that. Get a 3. 4 into 6. Get that back. Get that back. And we'll attack. We're done. See, when I focus now, I can actually do this better. Okay, I'm an idiot. Don't do what I do, but I'm still gonna do it because I feel like I want to. This, getting status effect bonuses on myself is not what I want. This is what we want. Apply +1 to my enemies. What are we going for here? Ooh, Tempest Lash. I receive that, but I don't really want to. Skybreak, receive a silence on a die for next turn. Again, that's actually pretty good for payoff. That beats out this one, I think. Not really, actually. Yeah, like it scales great, but not really. Same with this. None of those are actually good as I thought they would be. Ooh, Mantra. That's an X spell. That's not an X spell. None of those are X spells. This is an X spell. That is an X spell. Yeah. It's kind of weird when you really kind of end up looking at like what the actual kind of payoff card like spells are with them as well. But Echoing Wind, I think, and the Mantra really help out. Skybreak, where is that? It's like, it's really good as a payoff card, yeah. But, like, I haven't set that up. But again, like, it's... I don't know, like, it seems great, but you can only get to use it once, right? So you need some way to give it, like, more charges or stuff. And then you got the silence effect, which really does hurt the whole build. I don't really think Mantle. Let's go with Wings of Thunder here, and then maybe you can fit that in. I think the issue with the Cascade is like it's overpowered by nature, by the design of it, and it kind of boxed itself into that design flaw. Let me start with that. Take 5 damage. Nah, it's just bosses can take more power. That's fine. So I kind of say this about a lot of games when they make they decide to go a particular way or a particular route about something. No, we'll just leave on that. Is that sometimes you'll make a really good design that you really like and you think, oh, this is going to be brilliant, it's going to be amazing. But then the backlash that you get from it is that it kind of locks you in to a particular type of like the thing you design becomes a limitation in your game design. It stops you from being able to do other things because of the fact that you've kind of set that up, right? And that's not necessarily like a bad thing, it's just sometimes that ends up what's happening, and like once you've noticed it, it's kind of a bit like, ah yeah, okay, I see the problem here. And I think Cascade suffers from that problem where it's put onto spells where it doesn't really have much of an impact, and if it did have an impact, you'd sure notice it. The payoff of it, though, is still really good. We'll admit that. No doubt in my mind that the payoff is really good. Like, I think if you get Cascade to work, you just win the game. And especially if you get the opposite to this, where you get more bonuses on yourself as well. Like, it would be such a dumb run. Ooh, my favorite spell, the Cage. In you come, Cage. I would like to have UE, but I kind of need this to set myself up for now, so I guess you're just going to sit there. Okay, no, think about this. Majority of the time we're going to get him against the stupid, I think all bosses here at least have, yeah, the crones, like, have at least, like, 3 enemies or something like that. So it is actually worth putting this in rather than the other one, because the amount of armor it gains is ridiculous. Does mean that I don't get to use, like, all the stuff straight away, but that is fine. Set both of that up. Put that in here as well to gain more armor. Let's go. I think the only thing this game is missing at the moment now is a yeah, I've noticed that. It's like, it's because it is generally overpowered. Like, I completely agree that if you gave it, like, passive generation or stuff like that, it'd be a nightmare. One thing I was thinking of is, like, if you wanted to maintain it, it worked very similar to static, where it, like, half itself at the end of the turn. Or, like, when you used it, it reset to 0, but you could increase the generation of it. So, like, you could use it in one spell, get the bonuses, and then say it halved itself, or it removed it. Same as Fury, is the way I'd put it as. right? But the fact it stays the whole turn means that a lot of the spells, they generate it, but then you don't have enough dice to spend in other spells to use it. So it's kind of like, well, it's just really frustrating, I would say, is more of the problem there. Let's do this first. Cool. A 1. I feel delighted to have that back. Let's get my defense and then deal the damage. Like, it's not necessarily like a bad thing. It's something I think that's very hard to design around, and because of that design and how strong it theoretically could be, it's better off just to leave it as it is, as such. And just, like, not worry. 3. I can turn that to a 4. Oh, I have actually no, Do I die from that? No. That was a terrible misplay. Like, I think Conduit works because of the consistency issue you have with it, and, like, actually trying to trigger it on repeat. Let's get to 4, get that back up to 6. There we go. Pretty much, yeah. And, like, okay, so, like, you get, like, your setup ready, and you think, oh, this is gonna be amazing. But then, like, when you do get the payoff, like, the payoff just isn't as strong as some of the other stuff you can do in the game, right? So I would say, like, with the spells, the payoff, and everything else as well that you have, you end up having this issue where... That's kind of cool. Electric buffer, kind of cool. Haze might be pretty interesting. I'll reroll those, though. So yeah, like, this for Ether Coil, it's so expensive that you probably put a lot of your dice into it just to turn around and get the payoff, or it's a 2-turn setup, which is kind of annoying. And it's just like, well, how does that even work? We'll take Twin Shield, I think. What are we going to get rid of? That can go for now. We do not need that either for now. We do not need that either. Twin Shield, in you go. We need to get more spells in, so let's do that. Now, Wings of Thunder is just overpowered. I don't care what anyone says. It's like the defining spell of this character. I'm never letting it go wherever I go. Lose an attack spell. I have that attack spell. Don't want to lose that. Okay, lose a non-attack spell. Gain 2 holy potions. And final gift. And gain a rune. You know what? I don't care. Let's go this way. I want to face this elite again. Ooh, Fortify. That's actually kind of cool. I will take that. Crisis Orb is always good. Yeah, a lot of the spells either have, like, really high countdowns or very awkward casting costs, except for, like, those 2 that I showed before. And, okay, so you put one of those in there, and it's like, oh, you just get, like, an extra 2 on everything. So you need multiple casts to get the benefit of it, or, like, a really good spell that's very specific for you to get hold of. So you can see what I mean by, like, the limitation of design becomes a bit of an issue. So I think Jolt, with the upgrade for this version, would make it a lot better if you had Cascade as well. But then I gotta get an upgrade, plus get the spells I need to set it up, and then maybe it's worth it, but then I'm spending at least 2 dice to trigger that when just playing into the mechanics of the character already actually works more efficiently. Again, I'm nitpicking, like I really am nitpicking over it. You know. I'm not saying I'm not nitpicking, I am nitpicking, and It's probably a bit mean in some cases to do it that way, but... I mucked that up a little bit. Oh well. Well, the game's still good. I like the mechanic of Cascade. I like its ideas. It's just I don't think you have enough time or variety to flesh out how good it could be, because if it was that good, it'd break the game. See, the issue with the die generation is I think that would also be a bit overpowered. Because in some cases, what limits her ability to just, like, one-shot opponents is the die generation. So if you allow her to keep doing it, it might be a bigger problem than what you're planning to straight away. Would be nice, I will admit. And, like, being able to utilize them efficiently is kind of what you want to be able to do, but... I think with the way that the new release came about and stuff, it kind of really focused in on adding more status effects to the player and like punishing them for doing certain things like killing minions and stuff like that. A good example was the fact that you can get wound die on some of the first enemies now once you've killed them, which is interesting. Prickling Air. I love this spell. I've used this before. I'm taking it. If I get an upgrade to that, that's going to be amazing. But we'll put it down there for now. It's another payoff card for ones and stuff, so... Like, I think the die generation is one of those limiting factors that is part of the whole game design that you have to kind of play around, right? And with stuff like this as well, the Witherclaw and stuff, it really does kind of impact on what you can do for that die generation. Because you lose the die picking it up. So... it's kind of an interesting way to kind of decide the differences, I would say. That's pretty good for me. I need more defense. What are we going to do? Do that. Cool. I need to attack then first. No, we'll do this. The main thing is trying to be fair when you do a lot of the stuff, right? Because yeah, as I said, you kind of take away from the identity of the game itself of trying to manage your die and getting, you know, the right way around stuff. I'm not saying that it would be nice for them to have the extra. I completely agree. I would love it. But I think it's just, it is that one limiting factor where it's part of the basic level of game design with the whole game. And if you start giving people die willy-nilly, then it just kind of breaks it a little bit too much. And the game loses that challenge in the way that you kind of normally have it. Mind you, I do, like I said, I do nitpick over everything. Ooh, that's brilliant. I think this is the only point that I would say my overthinking and my over-analytical mind will sit there and actually be a benefit. Like, I overanalyze everything, like, terribly. I think the amount of times I've mentioned in most of my videos and stuff on, like, how I would change poison abilities and DOTs and damage over time effects and stuff to be, like, slightly better in some particular way is hilarious. Ooh, relay. We don't really have any countdown effects, do we? No, we do not, so that's kind of pointless. Cloud Step is interesting. And the voice. I don't care about any of those. That's kind of cool. See, that's another one there that would pay off for Cascade as well. Like, it really does work with Cascade quite well. And then it also works for what we're doing if you upgrade it, but this is probably where I get the Cascade effect in. I think the only thing I probably moan about with the dice generation and stuff like that for the overflow effect is if I've got a 6 and I say have this effect in, plus I have, say, 7 Cascade on me, I won't get basically 2 6s and a 1. I will just get like 2 6s. I think that's one of the annoyances is when the logic of the game doesn't follow the rules set within the boundaries that you're already given. Mind you, this is something that I always end up picking up because I nitpick over people's world design and stuff like that for the exact reason I've just specified is if you set something up with a sort of a particular way that stuff is meant to happen, and then you decide randomly you wish to change that, yeah, I'm not the best on, like, it just hurts my brain. You know, I am that kid that goes, but you're only meant to do it this way. It's almost like my brain doesn't like the difference in logic. Let's do that. Prickling air can go. I don't know why I keep using that. It's actually worse for me to do so, but... I'm going to take a lot of damage unless I can do something about it. Cast that then, take some defense and do this. Yeah, I spent probably way too much time on like doing things like world design and like how magic and stuff would work in particular areas or stuff like that, making sure stuff kind of flowed in a particular way, so when something kind of like the whole Deus Ex Machina type event happened, you could actually follow the logic of the rules that you were given to be like, actually, yeah, you could do that. I think it's only probably the one nitpick that I probably would, like, I'm annoyed with in some cases on, like, how stuff changes, right? That's a 4. Turn to a 5, sounds good. Use that there to get more of those. I need the armor. And I think that's always like a good telling, as if like in a story, if the magic system, everything can be explained through like actual logical means. It seems dumb to think it like that, but like when you really sit down to then try and think it through and be like, hang on a minute, and it does just hit you like, oh yeah. No. Do this. I don't get to do any damage to anyone. I think that is probably one of my favorite things, is when you do that and like you can predict the like, oh yeah, that would totally work moments of a story or stuff. cool in like in this game here, like you can actually predict when you got the advantage of being able to predict a combo before you even see it happen. I forgot that would turn to a 6. Oh well. We still win. Destroy a die, receive a curse. Actually, curse is fine. I'll take the extra die for a curse. This, I do like the spell so much. Especially if you get the bonuses where you get like more charges on it. Because the rolling of the die is what matters. Like this is your die generation spell. And then if you get the upgrade here, plus like the thing that gives it more things, like you put 2 die into it, you get more back. Like it's such a good spell. I could have re-rolled to get something better, but I think this is like the best one I probably can get. Yeah. I don't think like it's not about like consistency in most things. I think it's just more of like if you can follow stuff through. And then when you have your high moments, like, you're looking back and thinking, oh, it's amazing. But then when you really kind of, like, look at it from the analytical perspective, like, later down the line, you're like, oh my god, yeah, that actually makes sense. Or someone points it out to you and, like, yeah, like those are the moments where, like, I think, it's the immersion effect, right? Once you immerse yourself in something and it becomes a part of, like, your own psychology and your thought process, the moment something breaks that immersion is the moment it breaks that consistency and breaks the whole rules and boundaries that were set up in your mind. Which either means there's 2 things that have happened. Either one, that the writer and designer have broken the consistency of the rules they have, or 2, they never explained the rules and consistencies that existed beforehand. And then that's why sometimes you feel like you either got cheated or disappointed or you weren't really happy with stuff, is the fact that the stuff wasn't explained properly or they went in a completely different direction to what they were telling everyone going on. And unfortunately, when we're going through currently modern day media and everything else as well, that's pretty much exactly what happens all the time. It's this idea they feel like they either have to subvert expectations every single time or they end up pushing the wrong messages to people because of they believe this is the way they should do things. Ooh, Dark Arts. That is another good payoff, but I think we're pretty much set up. I'll think about Dark Arts. This is really good. Forward something we don't care about. Start about we don't care about. Repeat potion usage. Yeah. I'll reroll these. Ooh. 15 block. Keeping 10 block between rounds, I like that. That's going to be helpful. And we'll go for Dark Arts here. The scaling is really nice. And it really does help out with the jolts and stuff, so yes, we do. Sorry, Cloudlance, you're gone. Fulgurt, you're gone. I think this is also now gone, because it's going to help out. These are really good defensive options, so Twin Shield is gone. I guess Prickling Air, because I haven't upgraded you. You are also gone. That hurt. What else are we getting? Every 6 roll, deal 3 damage to everything. That is really good. We'll take that. And we'll leave. I think we've got a pretty good setup here. Yeah, but having a fundamental understanding of stuff and how things work is one of those things I say is really important in a lot of both games and media that we all kind of consume at the moment. And the moment that stuff ends up changing in a way that is not what we expect is always the problem. Not necessarily saying that it can be a bad thing, but in some cases it just doesn't come across very well. But hey, then there's always the stuff that sometimes completely like smashes you out the water. Like I'm still playing through when I get time, Expedition 33. And I will say that game, my god, does that game hit every note that I've ever thought could be possible. Like, I have probably never been more happy to play a game than that one. Which is kind of sad as well. Actually, I can do this. I could have done it again to actually gain more, but oh well. See, on this particular this minion here, the suppression is very annoying. Again, I think this is where it's like they've really focused on the die control a lot more, in a way that probably is a little bit overboard, maybe. If we're gonna like sort of like nitpick on it a little bit. Do that for the overflow, so we can do that. Oh, cool. We get defense again a little bit. I guess we'll apply the jolt here. Carry on. I will admit, I am a big nerd when it comes to both logic puzzles and stuff like that. It's something I can never get away from, and I absolutely love them to bits. Like, spending your time trying to figure stuff out to, like, solve a particular problem or have a solution available is so good. Okay, no, so that goes there. And that's a kill. Okay, I was worrying about, like, defending myself rather than actually getting the kill on that one. Should focus more. Oh, this is such a good spell as well for the exact same reason. Again, like having the cascade with this is really so good. I'm pretty much set up, so I don't actually need anything else. So I'll pick this up and we'll carry on. We'll go this way because I would like the shop. Just so I can sell anything else and see if we can get like extra relics or something. Ah, my favorite enemy. Yeah, see, so that damage for rolling a 6 is fine because like, I picked this up. I had the choice to not pick it up. I'm going to take lots of damage, aren't I, from this fight? So let's try and stop that from happening. Increasing this would be a good idea, but I should probably do this first. And I could do Jolt, but I'm just going to take lots of hits, aren't I? Yeah, we're just going to... First the turn. This fight is going to be a bit of a nightmare, I think. It's kind of like the perfect counter to what I'm trying to do. I got to attack first, whatever I do, so I need to also defend. So we'll defend. Set this to be... Okay, we got 5 there. Promise I need this 5. Just everything goes the wrong way. Fine, if we're going to go this way around it, we're going to go this way around it. Dark Arts will scale, and eventually this might one-shot this guy. Again, what on earth is going on? I got 10, so that's fine. Should use the cage first next time, remember that. Do this. Get this now for the attack. This will cast again. So well. I think the main thing is to always be chill about it though. Like if we all get too stressed, then like, you know, why you even bother doing this stuff most of the time, kind of thing. Stressing out is just way too much effort. Well, I completely agree, and I used to do the exact same thing. Back in the day, I was pretty much... I will say it now, although it's going to come off like I'm a massive nerd. I was a healer in World of Warcraft and a lot of MMOs and stuff like that. And I had entire timing sheets and stuff to represent on when I should be healing, who I should be healing, and everything else as well. And like what spells to cast in my rotation, and also where in their rotation they would be to cast that spell to get the maximum damage out of the people that were doing things. So I probably somewhere I've got an entire spreadsheet worth of all that information, and I used to spend days, and I literally mean days, figuring that stuff out. It was probably one of my most favorite times in playing games ever, was the fact that I could just spend my time sat there figuring all this stuff out, and then finally when it all came together, like yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly how I planned it to go out. And I think that's the biggest benefit of like gaming itself, when you do have those set rules, because it sounds silly. Getting an overpowered run is fun and everything else. Well, completely agree. Absolutely love it when it happens, and it happens by chance. It's probably one of the most hilarious things you'll ever have and ever experience. The only problem with that is when you get one that you've set up and planned and spent ages doing so, my god, that's a different feeling. Like, you know, it's like when the plan comes together type scenario and you're like, this is great, I absolutely love this right now. Setting that so it doesn't need there is probably a good idea. Or do we extend that? I'm having issues with 5s and 6s, so this is probably worthwhile. No, Dark Art's getting an upgrade is actually better. To the shop. I mean, there is probably no better feeling than when you've sat there for 4 hours and you get the exact run you planned out. Or at least, like, something close or akin to it. We'll take the potion there, buy one of these. Turn 1, turn 2 gains 1 fortify, I'll take that. There is no better feeling. Because it just makes you feel like the effort you put in there was well rewarded. For every 3 inflictions I apply, that is actually really good, we'll take that. Let's go here, we'll get the healing. And I kind of miss those days of like actually having to plan stuff out. I can lose those 2 spells, that is brilliant. And we get an artifact. A bowl. I already got the bowl. Oh, I lose the bowl and then gain a rune. That's just free, but so is this, so. Lowest die becomes an ether die. Interesting. But I don't use countdown stuff, so when entering a boss battle, heal for 20. And reduce shop prices that I can't use. I'm going to heal for 20 anyway, so I'll just take the max life here. But yeah, I did the same with Binding of Isaac as well, like what run to get, the interactions. I think that's the fun about Binding of Isaac, was you would think about having to plan stuff, and then you'd pick something up by accident on that run that completely changed the direction that the run was going in, and then you have to try and like hodgepodge a run together based upon that one mistake, if a way, but it isn't really a mistake. And then when you win that run, that's another great feeling as well. And that's what I like about that game design from Binding of Isaac. I will still play it now, although I haven't done recently, but it is on my list of stuff where I always go back to it eventually. Nice. Okay, Dark Arts. I'm going to keep applying you repeatedly. That's going to be very nice. I do need more defense, though. Yeah. Okay, cool. No, do this first. Do the attack. Yeah, I don't think there's any greater feeling than Binding of Isaac and sit there and just being like, oh look, I've just like completely won the run from a really random stupid thing. I was trying to see there if I was going mad, but no, I'm not. Apply that. And that's what I mean. Sometimes it's just those small random things that end up happening that really kind of make a game memorable. It's what creates the memories and the nostalgia later down the line. Like I would like to think that a lot of people kind of haven't forgotten that, but unfortunately, I would say a lot of AAA, in a way, have not really realised how important those sort of moments are, where you can just kind of like allow your players to create random BS and just let stuff happen in a really cool and unique way. Okay, we can upgrade that. Do the damage, or at least apply the thing there. Roll that. Upgrade that to a 6. Put that in there. I said, most of the time, it's always the small things that you tend to think, actually, hang on a moment. And that's what I say to a lot of people as well. It's like, it's never the big things people end up remembering. It's always the small little things that happen across a massive long period of time. It's the stuff you end up getting comfortable with that you forget exists, but it's the stuff you end up missing at the end of the day. And it's the exact same thing with a kind of... Essentially, we romanticize games to the point where we hit that phase and we no longer have the option to sit there and kind of ignore that anymore. Yeah, exactly, right? So you put so much effort into actually setting that up, and then it's just like you felt so satisfied after the fact. And I think it also means more when you feel like you're the one that crafted that yourself. And it's also like the sort of dichotomy as well of like, sometimes you're planning a particular run and you know that you've got a decision to make of like, do you try to continue on with that design that you were trying to pull off, or do you change and switch it to something else because of you've got another run that could happen instead? And then you end up maybe not winning that run because of it, but then you're like, but was that the best decision? And it's that analytic, like that analysis you do on yourself, like, was my decision at that time correct? And looking back at it, knowing all the information, was it still correct? And there's always two answers to that. And I think sometimes that's what people tend to forget, is like, when you make a decision, there is no right or wrong answer immediately. That comes later down the line. You know, that's information you find out after the fact of where you were either correct or not. But there is the correct at the moment and the correct later. So, yeah. Oh, we won. I'm not even paying attention, I end up winning that. Ooh, Psychonic Flow, let's look at that. And the extra spell. to go have a go. You know what? As I unlocked that just now, let's do a run with that. And I'll probably call that as the last one for today, because I've got other stuff I need to sort out. But
Let 'em have it.
one more run as we unlocked it. So what is this entire thing? So replicate die into random spell and then roll a 1 or a 3. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Does this bypass costing, I wonder? And then we have deal 1x damage, and then if we use it, we get broken on it. And Sigilborn just gives me 3 defense. Interesting. Movements are not something we want, so we don't really care about that. The fur coat could be interesting, and the diamond eye is not as much. Although the cascade every 2 turns is like just a really better benefit, I think. Yeah. We're not doing on descent because we just need to win with it, so let's go. And I think sometimes, like, the amount of effort you put into something is proportional to the relief and the excitement you get out of it once you've done it, right? I mean, I hate to say it, but, like, every game is just Dark Souls. Every game is just Dark Souls. Not in the sense of mechanic-wise or stuff like that, but just the idea of overcoming something through your own sort of ingenuity and skill, and even sometimes a bit of cheese. You know, when you find out a solution to a problem. Okay, we got a new one. We're on low level. Let's try this out. Let's try and do the whole secret hidden stuff. I'm not sure how this works. Yeah, so this is the upgrade they gave these guys to give you a wound die on death, which happens after the fact. So it's kind of interesting. I like the idea of it. Oh, it's random. I did not know that. Applies the wound. Now we'll just gain my armor here. I don't want to put broken on that, so we'll leave it. Ah, that damages me twice. Interesting. So that means the duplication effect is actually more interesting now. Yeah, random my... No, don't want to break that die. But it is one of the things, it's that sense of pride and accomplishment from a game, right? I keep doing that and giving myself more damage to myself. Hilarious. Game, you're doing the same thing you're always doing to me. You're not being random. But it always is. It's the small things that have that grander impact, right? That said, the time, the effort. Even some simple things sometimes. Now, what build are we going to go with this? Duplicating die seems really cool, and Tornadomancy is kind of awesome, so let's try this. We got an already Tornadomancy. Going to give me Dark Star, which is kind of cool, but we're going to take the True Sight Orb. Now, is there anything that's appeared on this map due to the True Sight Orb? No. But I do want to go to a shop and then go to this to kind of like complete the first thing. We don't want to use this shard, unless I have to. So shop. Oh no, it doesn't appear here. Interesting. I thought it would do. So I guess I can use this for now. Haze is interesting. Windcrest is kind of cool. Deal X damage minus X. Actually. Okay. Okay. I have plan. I have a really good plan. Tornadomancy. That and that can go. That goes in. This gives me 10, right? Which is 24, which is enough to buy that as well. Okay. My brain is now, you know, completely going along. Roll an X die. Roll 2 3-1s. That's actually a lot better, I think. Rather than rolling an X, which is what I put into it. Although we do have the this Cascade, so Cascade could be a good way to go with this as well. Especially with this one going off. We'd like extra charges on this though. Okay, so although I would like this, we're going for the 2 because I can get more value out of that. I'm not going to wait and try and get Cascade and I don't know if it will work. Oh yeah, return. I gotta leave the shop. I can't just click on something else and leave. But we're going to try out this new setup. I'm going to try and see if we can solve this True Sight Orb stuff. Like, I don't really know what we're meant to do with it, but we're going to try. So. Cool thing about it is a 5 will be triggered anywhere. So let's check that in there. Gets that, I get to roll 1, and we do that. So this is where the true benefit of that True Sight Orb is. I'm loving this already. Oh, adjacent spells, so I gotta move this shock somewhere else. Okay. My plan is coming together. We now know. Actually, probably should put it next to the Tornadomancy and the Wind and the Haze, so we'll always get those triggering. Because the 3 and 4 on those are still pretty good. I now make tornadoes. Deal 5 damage to all enemies at the end of a turn. Cool. Goes there. Some of this stuff is really dumb. You are attacking, so do that. Trigger this, and then get weak again. This is going to be a fun run. I know. This is going to be a fun run. I like this as a build already before I even started. I was like, hang on a minute, there's some fun stuff I can do here. Apply weak to you, so I'm probably going to kill the other guy off anyway. Oh no, maybe we won't. So weakness you then. But like, I'm going to get so much value out of all the die I end up using. Like, Tornadomancy will just be that sort of filler for whenever I get it going. And the scaling as well with it. So, that 4th go there. That triggered. You get weak. Do the same again. Until 1. Would have liked more 3 so I could deal damage, but, you know. Beggars can't be choosers. I think the only thing I'm missing now is getting the repeat done on this. Chuck the 3 in. There we go. Do damage to you. Do the same again. Ooh. I keep forgetting that triggers. Ooh, glitch the die out as well. Like, it's all going wrong. There's too much already. You apply weak, you die to the thingy anyway, and then we just put those in there. Everything takes 10. Yeah, we've really got an interesting idea going here. I know it's not attacking, but still, it's like the best choice anyway. That dies to that. I'm taking that, so all into Tornadomancy. Yeah, but again, like this is what I was saying, like the satisfaction you get from just like randomly finding stuff like this, it's hilarious. And this is only completely new because I've literally just found it now. But like with the haze actually giving me that weakness, that's really good on one-on-one fights. And then Tornadomancy, once that's triggers, that will help deal with like the ads and stuff as well. Because it's all countdown things, it's really interesting. See, this is another one that I kind of like think is pretty cool, right? Every time it moves, just gains extra attack. So I had a good run with that before in the past. That's this turn effect. And that's kind of interesting, but not really. Let's reroll. Again, this is kind of cool, but no. Gather, though, could be interesting. Let's put this down here, then. Okay. Let's min-max. So that goes there, that goes there. So this will should, if they're attacking, trigger both of these. We'll set 1 to 3 and 4, which will make this more possible to cast as well, although we might lose 6s and stuff. The plan is set. We shall see what we do. I will take a spell here, so we can get anything else decent. That's good enough to at least get rid of. You know, have something worth value. Okay. I need to defend. That is the first thing I should be doing, but check that in there first. And do it again. Ooh, again, should I? The randomness is already happening. It's going to be great. So we'll do that. Set that to a 3 or a 4. That's brilliant. Put that in there and do that. We have my Tornadomancy going off. We can now deal damage to anything attacking me. Guess you first. You can have weakness. Gather can change one of those. Another 3 and a 4 attacking. That'll kill this guy off. You get weakness. And apply the haze again. I'm liking this already. Gather is probably a little bit not really what I want, but it's good enough to work for what we're trying to do, right? Weakness on you then. I'm going to attack you just because that'll trigger your dumb defense thing. And Gather will give me another one of those. Make sure you're going to die. I guess you're not really, but... Not quite, but it should be dead next turn. We should end the turn. That's what we have to worry about. Yeah, I would say that is a kill, right? Don't do that to me, game. I was worried for a second. So yeah, another way to generate static is on my list of stuff, and there's only one spell I really take for that. Choke is interesting. Shifting is here. I'm gonna reroll. Focus Blast. Jolt again. Guarding Gale. I do like the idea of it, but I feel like it's, again, it's just not really kind of... I'll pick it up, though. I'll pick it up. I'll get another spell here. More spells I think are going to be useful. Shifting seems interesting. Cloud Step again is more shifting. And Pierce is actually pretty good payoff if we get that working. Because like rolling 2, 3 or 4s, something could be again like what we're trying to go for. Like 3 and 4s could be really good with this build. Do we put that in there then? No. Defense is kind of what we want. I don't have enough of it right now. We've only got this, so guess the Wing Crest comes out for now. Play a little bit safer, kind of wrap our heads around stuff, make sure we're not doing some silly things. Okay. Let's have some fun. And you go there, you're attacking, so we'll get reduction there and there. By the weak, you turn that to a 4. Do it again. That's it, game. You thought you could punish me by giving me really terrible I could have put the ones in there earlier to gain Cascade, but oh well. Like giving me terrible rolls, but I can turn them into good rolls. Ooh. Well, that goes there, apparently. We have a 3. Let's do this again. Oh, I applied the weak there, but it's good enough. Okay, so do this, because now we gain the extra cascade effect. I'd like to reroll something, so should I use the 5 first? That makes a difference. I could put that down, we could just deal attacking damage and reducing. They're attacking, so that'll trigger both of those. That's a lot better. Do it this way around, so we don't get punished, and... Yeah. Take the regen potion before I forget to take it. That's what I mean, like, the generation of static, I think, is kind of like the crux of this character's build, and having different ways to generate it is kind of important, but they kind of all need to have that payoff with it other than just the damage output. And then between that, you have the combo with the conduit as well, which works really well with the static. And this is probably the one bit of complaint that I would say. It's not really a complaint, it's more of an observation. I think this character maybe leans a bit too much into the static, but it doesn't have a unique enough identity to anything else it can do. Right? So, a good example of that would be if you're comparing some of the other characters and you think, okay, well, what can they do? And then when you, like, list it all off, you'll find out that they've got about, like, 3 or 4 different things they can do. But when you come down to this character, it's like you just think of static. At least, in my mind, that's what ends up coming up, right? I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing, it's just... it's an observation I picked up on. I do like making numbers go bigger, like, it's 100% the best way about it, and it's the whole thing of why I like this character so much. I can just keep making lots of little status effects appear in my bottom bar, and be like, oh, look, there's so many, and the numbers are really high. You know? You know, my monkey brain just can't get away from the fact that, you know, I like making numbers go bigger. Unfortunately. I can deal more damage if I know I can't do any more, actually. We'll just generate more static there and we'll gain defense. That's what I mean. A good example, I think, would be the first time, I think, in the stream where I started using shift and how that worked. I couldn't understand it, my brain couldn't process it, and it just wasn't a very good run. Though, when you do get it working, it is amazing for the shifting mechanic. Cascade is just a support one, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's broken if you get it working, but it's mainly there to support another part of the build that you're already using, right? But then it's like, if I go over to Hazel, for instance, you've got a Blessing run, you've got a Power Scaling run, you've got a Defensive Thorns run that you can build up, and you got I Only Roll Sixes run, which I recently did, that went infinite. Like, you've got some really dumb stuff you can do, which is absolutely hilarious. This character is very basic, in a way. Complex mechanics, but basic in design. Which, again, is not a bad thing. And that's what I think, like, people kind of think. It's like, if that's what people are going for, that's absolutely brilliant. If it's not, then that's kind of where people need to kind of think, okay, what did we do wrong? Where's our focus? That can work into broken. That is so good. I did not realize that. I need to defend. I can't defend. Do that first. Put the 3 in there. Weakness. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, it's not like a terrible thing, it's just something you can point out and be like, oh, yeah, I kind of see what you mean, kind of scenario. And like I said, it's never anything bad, it's just sometimes when you point it out, it makes stuff not seem as cool or amazing. We're not really applying afflictions to anything. Actually, kind of are, aren't we? We're applying weakness, that would double that up. But nothing else. We're kind of buffing ourselves more, so let's reroll. I said I am buffing myself more. Fury would be interesting as a mechanic with this, because we're only really using 1 attack spell, so getting Fury every turn really would buff this up for 1 attack. This buffs these defense, buffs that, buffs this. I guess, yeah, that is pretty good. If I lose 1 die to do it. No, we're going to take the safe route. We're going to take the safe route. Oh, there we go. Wings of Thunder. The 1 spell that I'd always take every time. Like, I will even trade Gather Out for it and put it there. Because it's just, it is that good. So yeah, like, Wings of Thunder is a really good example of what I meant by, like, the mechanics are really interesting, but the execution is very simple. Wings of Thunder is such a good spell for this particular character that it's a literal must-take every time you see it, regardless of what build you have, because it fits into everything. And I generally mean everything. You got a Cascade build, it has an X effect on it. It hits all enemies for AoE. It also has a movement thing where it's aligned, but it doesn't actually move itself, so it stays exactly where it is. It gives you Electrified for all the generation that you need when you are casting all the static spells. Like, it does everything, and the upgrades to it. I would never really want an Echo spell, ever, just point out, and I can just upgrade everything that it does, so it does everything, well, even better. Like, that's the point of where I think design sometimes is a bit limiting. Okay. So, I kind of want the shop, but I want to face off this guy, I think. There's more here than meets the eyes. Yeah, there's definitely something weird that I need to work out. So what are we going for here? Earth spell, water spell, fire spell. A fire spell has a lot of, like, duplication. No worries, Mr. Blazing Beach. It's nice to see you anyway. But go to sleep. Look after yourself first. Don't worry about anything else. Yeah, it's what I mean. Like, but it works with shift stuff, so it's kind of like it does have the benefit there. And if you need it, like, you might just leave it where it is or stuff like that, or shift it back and forwards. But yeah, it's one of the silly things that I kind of was like, hang on a minute, why has it even got this part of the mechanic on it? It needs the shift back to the side to prevent it from being as good as it is. At which point it won't be a must take anymore, but it would work with a lot of builds still. Deal 5 damage if target is weakness roll. That's actually pretty good for my build. I'm disappointed Fickle Barrier has got this destroyer die. Oh no, it's got a bonus. Fickle Barrier was so good without anything else. But we'll still take it. Is Fickle Barrier better than what I've already got currently? Yes. The gain on this is better because I can use it more often. Like, Fickle Barrier was one of the spells I would say was always good no matter what you did, and now, like, it's just got even better with the die destruction mechanic attached to it straight away. Or you get the free healing. if you're below a certain threshold of health. I think the only downside of it now is, like, originally it was just like you had to put a 2 on it. Now it's easier to cast. We're going to the right, aren't we? Yeah, cool. But yeah, what are we doing now then? So, cast-wise, is there an order? I need defense. Defense is the thing that comes first then. Thanks, game, for putting defense first. Oh, you went for offense this time. I don't choose what spells I cast. The game chooses for me. You're getting weakness attached to you, and then I guess that's it. I take too much damage choosing a potion. But yeah, I mean, I think Wings of Thunder is one of those things where it's kind of face-palmy, right? It's just like, oh, we made this really cool spell, this is this really cool thing, and then people are like, oh yeah, it doesn't quite work the way we wanted it to. So, how are we going to work this out? I don't have many more rerolls. I need to weakness everything else. Here's the problem. We're fully defended now, so we can do something else. But yeah. I will admit, I do need to stream more often than what I do currently. Sometimes it's just finding the time and stuff, though. Life is a very unnatural way of making sure that you can not do the things you're planning to do. Maybe the fickle barrier being here is not a good idea anymore. Maybe. I'll have to have a think about that one. I think maybe putting Tornado Mancy in that way. Oh, actually, no, that does work at the end of the turn. The wheels in my head are turning. Cannot be cast with die, auto-cast each turn. Well, that's great. More countdown stuff. Reach deplete this turn. Again, like... stuff like this turn is the other bit I probably moan at as well. The things that say this turn on them or stuff like that are not very good. Nah, I guess we'll take Thunder Crash. Oh, I need to just get rid of a die if we're doing that. Goodbye you, we don't need you. We'll just pick one of these guys up just to have. And then we'll get rid of it later. Oh, finally, they only put one of these guys in there. That's kind of nice. I was having trouble with that. Oh, I forgot to swap that over. My brain does not work in the ways I wish it to. Oh, cool. I can cast that straight away now. If we want to. But we don't. We want to weaken this guy so I don't take damage. Doesn't really work out, but oh well. But yeah, it was, my mind has got set into a way of, like, looking at things, ever since I was at uni. I used to do some freelance, reviewing, because I wanted the extra cash, and 2 was a way to, let's say, supplement my hobby of playing games. So I used to do that quite a lot back then, which I still enjoy, and every so often, like, you know, I think back then I had a very long conversation with my boss that I was doing that for back then, on like whether I wanted to essentially do it full time or not. And my issue was, is like, I would have loved to. But, and it was a big but back then, it would have meant having to kind of like move away from where I was currently living. Which unfortunately was just a no-go, pretty much. You know, it's the same sort of stuff that we all go through when it's just like, you know, I had a girlfriend, I'd rather be around her rather than that. I wanted to make sure, you know, that I set a life and didn't make the decision because of it. Regrets now? Kind of, but, you know, again, hindsight's 20/20. At the time, it was the best decision for me to make. Looking back at it now, probably not so much, you know. That's what I say, it's like, never be ashamed of making certain decisions that you end up making, because, you know, we're all going to make mistakes. Don't even need to worry about that. And take everything on the chin. Well, no, except the punch. But don't take a punch on the chin, that's a terrible idea. Well, I can get rid of something I don't need. We'll get rid of the Pierce, because we're not really using that. We'll take the Veiled Nimbus. Potions, gold, artifacts. Take the artifacts. What do we get? Actually, that works out with what we currently have. And gaining barrier would be nice. Gain static. +1 to lowest die. Interesting. I like that a lot, but this is what we're going for. Because this will work with the Fickle Barrier, and I'll get the upgrade to that as well. So we'll roll 1s, that'll lose 3 countdown, and basically just cast itself. So 1s will give me barrier +4 block. Swap that over. Let's fight this guy. So we're going to figure out what's going on here. Straight away, instant 1. We also have a way to scale my block view, which is kind of nice. Cast that and set that up. Okay. Ouch, that actually kind of hurt. We'll put that in there first then. Figure out which one's which. I don't have an attack. We'll trigger that then. I know you're real, so apply it to you and then just gain more block. Ah, cool, I just destroyed the one thing that I didn't need. Use the 3 here first. Cool. That can go there. That's more efficient. It won't let me cast anything because I keep rolling 1s. Mind you, we've got 6 barrier though, this is pretty good. That's a good pickup, Molly's pinball. Put you in there. It also kind of forces stuff to go in places I want it to as well, which is kind of nice. That did not work out the way I wanted it to, but oh well. See, these are the joys that I have by making up dumb runs. This is the random dumb stuff that ends up happening and repeat. Okay, so there's something you got to do with Soulstone. Calls for a formidable soul. So Gale can go, Gather can go, Nimbus can go, Windcrest might stay, that can go. Actually, Windcrest can go as well, we don't really care about that. This is probably going in here. I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to try and use it on the boss. And see what happens. I don't have attack spells. Don't want to care about that. Don't want to take that. We'll leave. It's either you got to use it on a boss, or you got to use it on an elite, and it's one of the two. So we're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
So we can apply this and just keep feeding it over time if we need to. Although it's going to take up so many die by accident, which should be annoying. Apply that first. And a 4. No. Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to take up so many of my die by accident. You're attacking, so you take the damage. And Haze. Do it again. No damage from you. Set this up, and that. Then I guess you go there. We're going to get 2 health from someone. That's part of my evil plan. Guess we'll do that. Probably get a 3. We do get a 3. Do it again. You're all attacking, so you died to the thing anyway. We've got to figure this out. Apply that to everyone. And then Haze, we've got enough armor. Tickle Barrier goes first, then I guess. We use that and do that. That's 15 damage, right? Cool. Thank God we had Barrier we picked up randomly. Ooh. Ah, I wanted to see what that was. Didn't let me see it. I'll have to have a look. Mutilation. It was a spell. What did we unlock? That's the only thing I think sometimes that you find is you unlock this stuff, you don't get to see it straight away. Ooh, Arc. +3 damage. Interesting. Solid Electricity is kind of cool. And Venus. Or Ventus. Again, it's kind of nice for just gaining block and then re-rolling a spell. Like a dice. Which again is kind of what we want to do. So I'll pick that up. I think it's better than the Solid Electricity for now. Okay. Heal, gain max life. Max life does the same thing, so I'll pick that up. Into the boss battle. So, I want to apply this to the monster at the back, this soul stone, and that's what we're going to try and focus on. Extra 1, instantly gets taken away. What am I meant to do? Nice, that landed in the one I wanted it to. Do it again. Attack you then. Get the weakness. We apply block. That should be enough block, really. And we'll do this. So we're going to work this out. We're going to see what this soul stone does if I kill the boss with it. As they say, for science. Okay. So I take 8 if I don't do that, or I can do this, turn that to 6 and be okay. Oh, I forget I have barrier. I gotta remember I have barrier. Just lost that straight away. Go, Tornado Massey. Useful. Did not go in the one I wanted it to, but oh well. Apply that. Now I have 5 barrier, that's 12, so that's good enough. We're going to work getting this up just so I can trigger it on the boss. So, that is the evil plan. I guess it's not the evil plan, it's the plan. Okay. I'd like to trigger this, but I guess I still can, can't I? Just like put the die in there, it's worthwhile. In the moment. Hey, I got a good build. I'm liking this. This is a lot of fun. So applying the soul feed to this to see what happens. This is all for science, folks. As one guy said, we're doing it live. Interesting that this spell even exists. I was like, I looked at it straight away and was like, hang on a minute, is this even good? And I still would say I don't think it is, but that might go in there, get the armor from there. We are at 20 tornado. I think this is the most fun I've had with Tornadomancy. Like, I've used it before, but it's never been this good. Worked out the way I wanted it to. Trigger that, put you in there. Put you in there, carry on. Okay, I've got 17 barrier, I just keep rolling once. This is so dumb. See, these are the runs I like the most, where I just do dumb stuff and it happens and I don't really have to worry about it. Yeah. Okay. That's a kill. I gain 2 life. 2 max life, right? That's the broken key. There we go. We figured it out. All I do is get the other one. I can receive a curse every turn, which actually kind of works out well because it will give me a barrier and trigger the thing. So yeah, I'll take that. Don't care about that one. Overclock would seem interesting. But not really at the same time. Skybreak, interesting as well, but we'll re-roll on those. Zephyr's Touch. That's really good. But this is also really good as well. It's just decent defense to start off with. Oh, we lose the spell as well. It just becomes that. That's a shame. That is a shame. I can't control that, so that goes there then. Like, offensively, I think we are okay. We can scale fine. Defensively, I think we just need that little bit to make sure we don't, like, take early damage. And now what I need is a shop, an elite, and then one of those, which is what we've got at the end. So we can do it here. So yeah, let's go to the left then. We are going to figure out this secret hidden thing and solve all the problems of the world at the same time. Maybe. Deal damage, start scaling this up. Where was I gaining Fury from? Do I have Fury there for no reason? I'm confused. We'll put that in there just so I can gain an extra die for next turn then, and we'll gain defense there. Not that I need any more. I think we've got our very good run for like this starter. Let's try and figure stuff out anyway. That goes in there then. Applies the broken, which is not great. I was hoping you go somewhere interesting. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. I am not fully blocked, so get some extra block there. I do find it hilarious that I end up losing ones just because of this, so I don't actually get to trigger this as much as I would like to. The anti-synergy of my own build I have created. But I'm using it for the defense anyway, so it makes not much difference there. Okay. Have 10 tornadoes coming at you. Yeah, so I can actually do this every turn as a start, which is probably a good idea. Do that as well, just to trigger that as much damage, and then try and set up this to be somewhat useful. I think I really underestimate how much work Haze with Shock is actually doing. That's such a good combo with those working. To get like anything that's attacking me, I can instantly attack it and get 3 armor and 1 weak to it. And like even like the crooked die with this is actually working out pretty well as also. Yeah, but you think if we had nullification, I guarantee you it probably would be way overpowered. I would like to have nullification as well. It would be brilliant. It would ruin so many bosses for doing stupid dumb stuff like this one here giving me 3 broken every turn. Like I will say, like if you get to this stage you don't have enough dice, that broken will just destroy you because you can't cast and remove stuff at the same time. Replicate into adjacent spells, Dark Mirage. That is really, really good. We have reached a problem in my brain now of like I have too many spells I want to put in my build and I don't know what to do. Like this with the double gale and then shock and everything else as well, just repeatedly going off on itself. Like I could have spells just cast themselves on repeat for ages, but Fickle Barrier is too good to keep. I gotta keep that. Okay, never mind. I said we're going to the right or left? Left. We take this, because we need it. 4 Cascade on a potion. That is brilliant. I will take that. And 8 Electrify. We'll take that as well. Do I care about any of these? Not really. So roll that. Get Deplete and Block. Lucky's turn it. Nope. I do not want any of those, really. I guess I'll take that because it's just an extra die, so it does help out. Okay. So we take this, take that to there, and then we craft the second part of the medallion and see what we can do. We're going to do it, folks. We're going to do the special thing. As long as I don't die. If I die, I'm going to have problems myself. That's such a good die to keep. If I could duplicate it, it'd be awesome. So I'll apply that first. That goes in there. And then I'm not actually taking any damage here, so the best thing I can do is just kind of just generate as many 1s and 2s, or like chuck this stuff in here for Tornadomancy. I'm gonna keep this though. Being 6 damage a turn is also pretty good. We're not attacking again, so this is interesting. It does convert leftover block. See, The problem is the way it's worded makes me think that was never the case. At which point, like in particular runs, I am not going to risk trying to find that out. Which I probably would say is only the only bad thing about this game sometimes, is like, it's not worth the risk. Attack with this first. Do that. And quite weak to do that. Like, it probably is a really good thing to have for the extra block, and you get them after you've, like, that they've all attacked you and stuff. Oh, this also gives Fury. That's what's gaining Fury. I forgot that I did that. That's such a good buff. For 25, so you take... Well, it doesn't make any difference there. It's still, you apply that there. We have this. I guess that goes into Tornadomancy, and then we'll pass turn. It's, yeah, it's that thing, like, the wording on that was so weird to me that my brain would never have thought it worked like that. My brain thought it would be like at the end of my turn, right? And nothing's ever really suggested that the turns are separate between the two. I can get it there then, get the barrier as well. I get a lot of defense. I will admit on this, I am like getting a lot of defense. Like, we're stacking everything up we possibly can do as well. I mean, we have kind of pretty much, like, we've sorted this game. We solved it. It's done this run. But we've got to find out what the whole, interesting stuff is. Like, that could be pretty cool. Feather Lash is interesting. We'll pick it up because it's worth selling. The Elite Fight to get the Shard, which we will not use because we've got to use it with this potion to create the other part of this key. That is the plan. Nine. Interesting. So here, I think, is where I actually do set the Tornadomancy. Early. No. I'm going to use this. We're going to get this going immediately. I think it's better than what I was going to try and do. It's fine, I'll keep accepting damage from that. See, this is what I mean, like, sometimes it's like just knowing that information. Like, if I have a certain run, it's like, I'm debating whether I want to take stuff or not most times. And like, as I saw it, like, on myself, like, actually, I think this would actually ruin my run, kind of thing. Like, I wouldn't be successful in it. Okay, so we want to use this first, so we can trigger both of this at least. And then we use the Gale. Try and get rid of this thing. Check the 6 somewhere. Do that again. That's kind of what I mean when I say, like, sometimes the descriptive stuff is just, like, not clear enough on particular things for you to understand kind of, like, what stuff does. It gets better with time. It does get better with time. Like, once you figure stuff out, you're like, ah, yeah, okay, and then you realise that you're just being an idiot, and oh, okay. But unfortunately, not all that stuff worked that way. Let's put this in. We'll do that, we'll cast you, so at least we'll trigger what we need to trigger. I am at 20 defense. So that's kind of nice. Worked exactly the way I wanted it to. And let's do that, why not? I'll give you another summon. Have fun with those. I will admit, like, having the ones generated from this for the Kumar. The I don't know. It sounds like I'm not too sure what my own tribe means. Yeah, car. Okay, he's got a lot of power now. Panic mode. We do block it though. Oh, that's pretty impressive. I guess just the amount of barriers and stuff that I'm setting up is ridiculous. That can go in there then. Do that. And attack. Do that. We accept we're going to generate one of the guys. I actually take one. I still took no damage. I only had 8 block. Okay, this is done now. Cool. Nice. We're getting there. We're getting towards the end. Shifting. Interesting. Nimbus. That's fine. We'll take that. Go to the events here. Demon Eyes. Every second turn, give Cascade. I lose my Demon Eye. By gain a rune. Lose 2 spells. Choose gain artifact. Have 2 spells to lose. So let's go. I want to use this, but it's a bad idea. So I'm going to get rid of it to make sure that I'm not being an idiot. Prevent myself from doing dumb stuff. Return spells apply discord to random enemy. Lowest die becomes an ether die the turn. That is actually really good. But it's just always going to be the 1, isn't it? That's the problem. Retire spells reroll all die into higher value. I'm going to reroll these. Every 3 countdown spells cast, gain 1 to my leftmost spell. That's actually pretty good. Every time I reroll die. Let's take Tempest. I could have gone the die one to get more damage output. But, no. There we go. Void Key assembled. A key to another dimensional plane. We're all going to find out how this works. So, that goes there first. That's the main thing. The 6 can go in there. Maybe we get some 3s or something. We do not. So chuck a 2 in there. Again, we do not. I need to set this up, so at least we're having some damage coming our way. And then I guess we're just gaining as much armor as possible. Not the best solution, but okie dokie. And do that to you because you're the only one I can weaken. Two ones into that, like I said, they're giving me the curse is not a good idea anymore. Apply that to you. You can now do this again. Gotta up that countdown. This is so good. Like, this literally single-handedly allowed me to go infinite on one of the runs I did. It's a Hazel run. Really good. Absolutely loved it. That is interesting. I didn't know that would work like that. I am finding more and more stuff out about everything I do with this game. Only if I had the tornado Matzy. So broken stops the Tempest from giving this a charge. There is some cool stuff you can do with that then. Like really cool stuff. The gears in my brain are whirling away now. Because that's kind of like a big thing, a part of the mechanics, right? It's like positioning and stuff is like a pretty big importance. If you suddenly can like force stuff to happen in a random order when it's not like the leftmost spell, like that kind of like completely breaks stuff down into the way you think you can actually do stuff. There are a bunch of stuff that really care about being in that like left position, but you don't really want them to trigger most of the time. The cage is too good, but we're only against one guy, so it's pointless. Absorb potential though could be an interesting one to put in, but I still want to keep with my setup because it's been doing really well. Just getting 5 life, pretty much the same thing. I mean, I should heal fully, but you know, I like to be different and awkward. Okay, so the Void Key should do something after this then, I assume. Let's figure this out, shall we? You are attacking, so let's use the 4 there first. The 1 goes in here. To apply that. That can go in there to do whatever it needs to do. Same with this. Use the 3 on that. Use that, 3 there. Cast that. I'm going to have 20 amounts to use. We're going to give myself extra thunder. And a trip there. Yeah, so Broken will actually trigger this more often now. Which is kind of hilarious. Because like it can't, the dice can't actually go anywhere else per se. So once these trigger, you can get it to trigger again. She will do. This goes there. So because this is broken, it can't go there. That's that is interesting. I like finding stuff like this out. It matters a lot. I'm just going to 2 1s, trigger this as well. Like, the amount of barrier I'll get should be alright in the end. We should be good. But we're going to figure out what this Void Key does. That is the plan for today. Don't care about that. Trigger that. Let's go there. Got another 2. I need more defense, I guess. No, we're good for defense, right? Yeah. Don't need more defense. We need more tornadoes. And with this being at 6 now, with the 6 static, it should be pretty good. Could use the cascade if we ever need it, but I'm going to save that for a rainy day. Extra dice, that goes there. Use the 6. Use that to go there. This for the attack. Triggers both of those. Then go in there. A 2 and a 1. Not the greatest, but good enough. Come on. Don't take away my extra dice like every turn. It's very annoying. Okay, actually this 4 doesn't matter. Go in there. Deal the damage, it's worth more. It is nice that I can kind of force the die to go in particular ways depending on like what I'm using them for as well. Which I think is something that like the double gale or duple gale, dupel gale. Linguistics fun. Okay. Nice. We are stacking up our defense and offense, so we're doing actually quite well. I mean, it's going to take a while, but we'll get to the end, and then we'll find out the interesting part of the game. Into Hellfire stage, let's go. You know what they say, slow and steady wins the race, right? I didn't really think that when they said that, they were thinking like going this slow was the plan. Really? You put Ignite on that spell? It's completely unfair. Uh-oh. I suddenly had that feeling that I like wasn't going to get any attacks in this turn. Just everything was going to come at once and I'd lose them all. That 4 can go there. Triggers that, goes there, trigger that in there. Nice. The Wings Thunder again. That's somewhere. Extra defense. We're now in the decay phase. Let's go. I literally have almost enough barrier to stop that from actually attack doing anything. That's funny. That is funny. That is kind of annoying though. I can get the block though, it's alright. We're all good. Take 1 damage from that, we should be fine. So this is the only thing that I get with this game sometimes, is like turns take forever. What am I doing here? 1 goes there. Check 3 in somewhere. Do that again. Okay, triggered that one I didn't want to, but okay. We should be good. They're not doing that much damage, so we should still be safe. Nice. Victory. What happens now? Let's find out. Okay. All new, folks. You were here first when we did it. We're doing it live. The Shattered Realm. Reach Act 4. Unknown. A crimson fog swirls around you as you stand at the edge of this otherworldly domain. The path ahead is not one of mere steps, but of willpower. The Voidbringers, these harbingers of destruction, were not alien invaders. They were ancients of legend, consumed by their greed for the very magic you now wield. But what primordial force corrupted the ancients, and what does it want from you? That's what can take you some healing. A lake. A lake. You approach a vast, corrupted lake. Its waters radiate an unsettling energy, sickening the air around you. The path forwards demands you traverse it, but the lake's poison seems to seep into your very thoughts, whispering that you'll never make it through. I can lose a demon eye. I can lose my split potion, which is absolutely fine. I cleanse the waters. A bonfire. The bonfire stands... Before you sense a bonfire that twists the laws of nature, the flames flicker with strange shapes, as though trying to pull you into their chaotic dance. They whisper promises of rest if you surrender to their warmth. I can lose max life, and then basically get something. I can sacrifice 30 gold. I can lose 5 max life. That's good. Take the gold. As you advance, you see flickering forms. Eidolon, the word I cannot pronounce. The restless spirits of whom sought the power of this realm. They clutched onto broken relics, twisted remnants of their former selves. Objects float around them, scattered weapons, cracked jewels, ruined books. Their voices are a maddening chorus. Some try to hurl their prized possessions at you, while others beg for help, hoping you'll take their treasures to end their torment. Ooh, we can bind their souls. Let's do that. Oh, wait. That has lore implications, doesn't it, if you bind their souls? We are doing this to this, because we can now spend that. I don't know if that's triggered on if still, but interesting. Interesting. The mountain stretches endlessly upward, its jagged rocks seeming to grow sharper with every step. The wind howls, mocking your efforts. The thought creeps in, why climb when you could simply rest? Cloud Dance, absolutely fine, we can lose that. I'm not losing Fickle Barrier, you are way too good. Oh no. I know, this is like, I gotta find all this out and see what's going on. The path forward is swallowed by an endless, churning fog. It presses against you, thick as oil, muffling sounds and distorting your vision. Every step forward feels uncertain, as you might lose yourself within its depths. The fog whispers of safety if you simply stop moving and rest. Lose 2 spells, receive 2-point mutator, receive precision, but I can gain something. Use will double damage when at full health. Actually, that's kind of fine, right? Yeah, I'll take precision. Take a shard. Thank you very much. That's really good. I could drop the cost on that, but that's kind of pointless. The healing could be interesting. Having the variability of shock could be actually good. Yeah, let's take that. I think that's a good idea. I can use 6s then more efficiently. That's the other thing I was thinking of. A disturbance. The crimson fog pulses. Thoughts slip, reshape, betray. Seeing is creating, controlling, and corrupting. The truth is undeniable. This force did not make the Void Bringers. It unmade the Ancients. It gave them magic, then hollowed them out, leaving only hunger in its place. Wings unfold the void, the red eyes burning across them like open wounds, watching. Yeah, I'll lose a spell here. Goodbye, Ventus. It's like stripping away everything I have for a boss battle. Okay, we got a boss battle. Vorth Core, the progenitor. Let's see how we do, guys. Let's see this fight for the first time. If we lose, we win. It doesn't matter. We are learning. Interesting. Okay. So all my rolls just got destroyed by giving me barrier. So what we got here, you got a lesser star soul, that's a star soul, and a greater star soul with this thing in the background. This one's doing focus, so it deals 2 damage, becomes unfocused if another enemy is targeted by a spell. So we can unfocus this. And unfocused become focused if targeted by a spell. Okay. We're gonna figure this stuff out. We're gonna choose and decide what we need to do. You're attacking me, so let's do this first. That needs to go in here. Let's do a roll on that. And I lost all my things. Oh no is right. Oh no is right. Straight away, 2 1s from my spell. Okay, I gotta not be greedy. Let's play this safe. What game? What? I like to point out, I have got unlucky 2 turns in a row on this. And I'm not happy about it. You. See, like, I put it in my channel description of the fact that how unlucky I can be. Yeah. The game does hate me. But I used to say, like, all the time that, like, I would have bad luck, and people never used to believe me, and I'm now, like, at least now it's being shown that, yeah, my luck can be really bad sometimes. Let's get some passive damage set up, so we got that going for us, and we'll deal damage to that guy. It's not that bad, though. The main thing is, like, it didn't kill us, and we got set up. Like there is a good thing that's happened, right? Weaken you. I won't actually target that guy at the back, so that's what we should do if we can. So let's do that. Target him, so he does double damage, but that guy's reduced. And then we'll just set more defense and do that again here. 1 HP. 1 HP in a dream. 1 HP and a dream. Yeah, okay, so we wanna weaken that guy, I guess. doing this on one of the guys does give me more defense as well, but and we die. That's a shame. That's a shame. But mind you, though, at least we got there, right? We got there. Not bad for the final run of the day, and unlocking that as well. That's a really good run, though. I like that. Fickle Barrier in this is working really well, although I would like to have some healing with it as well. It's a shame. A crying shame. But all good, though. All good. We will try that. Maybe I'll capture it on a video or something. But, you know, you guys saw it first. Enjoy. But yeah, well, thank you very much, everyone, for coming. Do appreciate it. I got some stuff to do for the rest of the day. Now I've stayed on longer than I actually had planned originally. But yeah. So if you do like enjoy all this sort of other content, things like that as well, I said go and watch some of the other videos. I've got plenty up on the channel and stuff, especially on Spellrogue at the moment. So there are some fun runs if you haven't already seen them, and I do recommend some of them. I think there's a shifting one which does a lot of movements and stuff. I think it's like I call it. I like to move it. And I think the other one's just a run of me going literally infinite on the final boss, which was that was a fun run as well. Kind of wish I had that set up for this. But yeah. Anyway, I will see you all guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves.